What's up, motherfuckers? This is half-ass witchery,
Pew, 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 pew. I'm
and we are
sorry. I
your
am
hostesses
still.
with the mostesses, Micah motherfucking Murphy.
There's so many M's.
There is a lot of M's there, and I am
You're just not gonna
Vanessa.
tell the people who you are. All right. We are both here early as it feels like early as fuck. I have a show
It is
today.
early as fuck. It's 7:30.
Okay. So we're getting started here today. Welcome you guys back to Half-Ass Witchery. Me and Vanessa are both on our first cup of coffee, so this episode will get incrementally more unhinged as we move forward. So we're low energy right now. I particularly am low energy, but I have a show today, so this is fine. This is fine. Um, and so we are going to be talking about quite a few
I'm
things
just taking
for
a picture
Pisces
of my dog
season.
while we do that.
Oh
It's
my God.
Pisces season, so we're covering Pisces shit.
Okay, yes, Pisces. So yeah, no, I totally lost my train of thought. Jesus Christ, damn it. Fuck. Covering Pisces. So what's been going on with you, Vanessa? There we go.
Should I start with the good shit or the bad shit?
Give me all the things
Okay, yeah. Well, I mean, you know all
in
the
five
things.
minutes or less.
In 5 minutes or less. All right, so
Yes.
let's see. I'm still doing the Salvia app. I made about $11, which isn't
Hmm.
terrible. It's like, so it turns out I'm actually making like 50 cents a reading for a
Hmm.
3 card reading, and then like they give you, I don't know, like a $1.50 a minute for phone call readings. Which is kind of nice. The see, kids in school. Uh, I've been feeling very like family oriented lately,
Hmm.
and you know this, but the crowd don't know this. My grandmother, my favorite grandmother,
Hmm.
which really pisses off my other grandmother when I say this. She's also dead, but
I love how you build up the suspense of I'm feeling very family oriented. And so my grandmother, dramatic pause. My favorite grandmother. My other grandmother hates it when I say this because she's also dead. I'm like, the build up was just
yeah,
right.
it's very Gemini buildup, you gotta admit.
It is. It
So my
reminds me
other,
of like when you're on the like when you're watching one of those like dating shows and
Mhm.
they're like the next contestant that will be receiving this rose will be in the commercial.
Mhm. So my favorite grandma passed away on February 2nd. Um, it was really hard on us. Obviously, we flew back to Ohio to bury her. And for those of you who are morbid or just hyper prepared, you can choose girls as pallbearers because I was a pallbearer along with my one cousin. Um, so there was two female pallbearers for my grandmother, and it was hard losing my grandma because like she was my favorite person in the world.
Question,
Hmm.
and this is not on our schedule, but I'm gonna ask it anyway. Do you think that what are your ideas on death doulas and living funerals? Because do you think that one of somebody in your family, other than you, of course, would would be down for having a death doula or a living funeral? For those of you that don't know, a death doula is essentially what it sounds like. So like you have a birthing doula, somebody that really like guides you through the birthing process and make sure that you're comfortable and everything. A death doula is also that same thing, but the person is dying. Um, and they take them through the whole process, not just like obviously you can't tell like at this hour, at this minute, you're gonna die. So they're there just there for the person that's dying, but also preparing them mentally, preparing make sure they're comfortable, but also they are preparing the family to let go of a loved one. And a living funeral is also just what it sounds like. The person is not dead yet, but they do know that they will be dying soon.
We
And
will
so
talk
they're
more about
there.
that on Scorpio season.
Okay.
But yeah, I will tell you. I know this is like completely off
Well,
topic.
Pisces season is also a really good time to, because Pisces season is also a really good time to talk about it because a lot of people are going to be experiencing endings. Pisces is the last sign in the zodiac, and so
This is true. Yeah.
it's notorious for symbolizing some sort of end of a cycle, end of a life, end of something. Um, and it going into more of a spirit realm. If we're talking about people, it's the last sign before Aries, which is more very much more physical, and Pisces is more spiritual. So when we get to Pisces season, it's not a surprise that we see a lot of people passing away, older people usually, but just passing away, going to the other side.
Yeah. Which is hilarious because yeah, my uncle died like not my uncle, my grandfather died literally in the middle of Pisces seasons. Um,
Mm.
and my
The Ides of
grandmother died.
March.
Yep. My grandmother died February 2nd, so right before Pisces seasons.
Hmm.
Um, wow, like a month apart from the anniversary death of her husband. That's crazy. Yeah.
Okay, and
So,
then
but yeah,
obviously I
besides
would
me,
assume that you would also do a living free. I just can't see you not wanting to do that.
I would be the worst at a living funeral.
Oh yeah,
I,
I think
I
I
would be
can
the
see it.
worst.
I
We're here
think
together
you
and
would.
talk
Oh, I
about
feel
the
like
greatness of Vanessa. Fuck you. That ain't true.
I can also see you reminding people that you're dying, like
Mhm.
every couple minutes. Be like, "Well, I'm dying, so."
I can do what I want.
Right, I can do what I want. Fuck that. Like, I can do what I want. Or, I would really like flowers, but you didn't ask for flowers. I'm dying. Go get me flowers. Just like re-traumatizing everybody at the living funeral.
So I can get my edible arrangements? Fuck yeah.
Yes. And you know what? We would all give you your edible arrangements. Because, I mean, honestly, that's the way to go. Like, I don't know if I would want to do a living funeral only because I don't know if I would wanna think about it. I wanna be surprised. Like, I
So a
am
surprise living funeral?
no, I wanna be surprised when I die.
Surprise! It's your
Like,
living funeral.
yeah, no, so I would just wanna be surprised when I die like everybody else. I don't wanna know that it's coming. I want it to be quick. I wanna go to sleep one day and just not wake up. That's what I want. Like, do not tell me that it's coming. Like, I would rather that.
Yeah,
I'd
no,
rather
I want a surprise living funeral.
So there's balloons and everything.
Exactly. Oh my gosh. And a DJ?
You are silly. Okay.
Oh, come
So
on. In my
living
actual funeral, I want somebody standing in the corner dressed up as death, just randomly pointing to people.
oh my God,
Like,
that
are
would
you
be
fucking
epic.
surprised? I
Okay,
want to put the fun
so
back in funeral. Tell me about you, though. What's going on with you?
so I have a show today. Actually I can show you.
Yes.
So for those of you that don't know, I am a burlesque performer. Is my New Year's
She's an
resolution.
excellent burlesque performer, folks, if you have not checked her out.
It was yeah, I am on top of a lot of things other than a mermaid, other than a aerialist, other than just a brave person that tries shit in my house alone, questionably. Like someone asked me, I put a video out there about me doing like a chair. I did a chair balance, and somebody asked me like, where do you learn that? And I do have a subscription that teaches me how to do certain things. But honestly, I was like, honestly, sometimes it's just me, a chair, and a whole lot of bravery and audacity in my house. And it probably isn't the like safest thing to do it that way, but I do. So, on top of all of the danger sports that I do burlesque. So I show my titties for money. Not my titties because you don't see the nipple because we have pasties, but so yeah, the it's Pokemon themed, and I am Arbok. I wish we could put a picture of Arbok. If you have not seen and you're watching this, just Google a picture of Arbok. It's a Pokemon snake. And so I am going to be Arbok for this show, but we're going to
I'm
be
pulling it
sexy
up.
Arbok. Yes. So get a good look at what Arbok looks like because I am so proud of this top. This top literally took me we'll say all week, but 3 days straight of rhinestoning. Do you have the picture up? Because I am doing my performance today to the song, to Megan Thee Stallion song Hiss. And so, um, yes.
Everybody who is
Oh, I love that.
watching, yeah. So
Yes.
everybody who's watching on either Bea Bruja's site or Eden Eye's
Mm-hmm.
site, this is Arbok. And
Yes.
oh, you're gonna be shedding your skin, are you?
Yes. Yes. Okay. Actually love that analogy because yes. So here is the top.
Oh, that is freaking
If
cute.
it would only stay in focus so that it doesn't blur it. Yes. So this is the top.
Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
perfect.
Yes, this side continue. There we go. Wait, yep.
Oh
There you go.
yeah.
We got both. And so, yep, it goes like right there. And then I'll just take it off. And then hold on, because one of my burlesque friends gave me some pasties that she made, she custom made. So this is what the audience will see. And
Okay.
they have tassels, so it looks like the snake's tongue. Joe
Okay,
Malley.
you just won the burlesque.
I just love the burlesque. And so my friend Joe Malley, who's also a burlesque performer, she's gonna be Snorlax for this show. Amazing custom pasty maker. Oh my, like obviously look at these. These are freaking amazing. If you guys want to do any kind of like need any custom pasties, hit me up and I can send you her Instagram. Because I believe that's how she's taking commissions. But she's gonna be Snorlax, and I've seen her whole act, and I just love it. I love it so much. Oh, I didn't
There's
even know that they
Snorlax.
had.
He's a cutie.
Yeah, so she's doing a mix, her like a custom mix of um like it's like, it's a little segment from Pokemon where they're like, it's a Snorlax, blah blah blah. And then um
She
it
gonna start
goes
off as a
into
Munchlax.
no, but she's like starting out like she's asleep. But you know that TikTok song from Stranger Things, or that TikTok sound from Stranger Things, Chrissy, wake up. I don't like this. Chrissy, wake up. Have you heard that?
No. Okay, okay, first of all, I'm only on TikTok to do, you know, to build my cult. So
Guys,
I'm not starting
I,
a cult,
I
people.
talked to that. I talked to that. So okay, so yes, so they so instead of Chrissy, it's Snorlax, wake up. And so she like wakes up and she does like this little dance, and then she like falls out and goes back to sleep. And then it starts into the song Candy Shop because she's gonna be pulling out all these Laffy Taffies because all Snorlax does is eat and sleep. And so she pulls out these Laffy Taffies and she's like dancing, and then she has a onesie on and she like breaks out the onesie, and it's like this amazing costume that she made 100% herself. It has rhinestones, it's blue and white. Oh, it's gorgeous. I wish I had pictures of it. Um,
Get me
it's freaking,
pictures.
I will get you pictures because I'm going second, so I'll see almost everybody's act from the audience. And so, yes, I will get you pictures. But so it's goes into 50 Cent's like candy shop. But then from Madagascar, do you remember the song I Like 'em Big? I like
Yes.
'em chunky. So
Yes.
it goes into
Oh,
that. And I was like, oh my God. Yes. And so I am so excited for this show. And so that is what I am doing today. I have to make sure that my dog is prepared because I we're doing apparently a whole after party after the show, and so I won't be home until late, and so I have to take my dog over to my mom's for babysitting. So that is what I've been doing all week, to be fair.
Hmm.
But I've been noticing a lot of issues with because it's Black History Month, obviously.
Hmm.
Um, and the caucasity continues.
Oh my
I'm not
fucking God, the caucasity never ends. What bitch?
I was like, there have been so many freaking stories that I've gotten in like personally.
Hmm.
But all I will say, because I'm not going to name any names, because we at Half Ass Witchery do not want to get sued, talking about any kind of slander or anything like that. But what I will say is my pale friends, we love you, we cherish you. However, if a person of color is telling you that either you are really leaning into your white privilege, if they're telling you that you're not being diverse enough, if you are so lucky to have like a space, um, if they are pointing out to you something that is an issue that has to do with diversity, then it would behoove you to not question because they would know. um, and just take some time to, even if they're telling you you're being a little racist, I would not question it. I would say, oh my God, the only acceptable answer to that is, oh my God, I'm so sorry. How can I do better? That is the only correct answer to any of those scenarios. And I've been seeing so much of, in particular, entitled white women who claim to be very diverse friendly this month in particular. And it's so sad since it is Black History Month because these are the same white women that have made no comments about it being Black History Month. Um, that they're like, oh yeah, I'm super diverse or whatever. But they're also not listening to people of color when it comes to a need for more diversity. Um, and so that is my only thing is if a person of color is telling you
I
you
really
have a
want to say
space,
something because I know exactly who you're talking about. And I'm like,
yes, but
mm.
we're not going to say anything. We're not going to name names. But if you have that, happen to you and a person of color is saying that you are lacking diversity in any kind of like space that have curated, or you're being a little racist, or that you are really leaning into your white privilege, just say, okay, how do I do better? Actually, on some of those things, you don't even need to ask the person of color how do you do better because it's also not our job to help you figure it out. Um, on some things, of course, we can help, but also like
Google, use fucking Google, you assholes. Fucking use
yes,
Google. Sorry.
yeah, like use, I think honestly, like common sense is like the best thing. Reflection and common sense will get you a long way. So that is my PSA, and that is the catch up actually. Because yeah, I've just been doing rhinestoning, slowly descending into madness, rhinestoning thing this whole week.
I I completely forgot that I have a thing tonight. The Full Moon Fest. Oh, I feel so bad because I've been advertising it
Oh,
too. Um, but this is at Differently Abled Entertainment, which is a nonprofit organization that um works to promote disabled singers, professional singers, actors, and
mhm.
whatnots, entertainers, essentially. Um,
Okay.
the owner is a witch, and she will be doing a full moon fast. I will be there doing tarot readings to fundraise for differently abled entertainment. And I generally run the actual ritual itself. But yeah, that's what we got going on.
Okay.
So, yeah, tonight, Full Moon Fest on Grant if you're in Tucson. By the time you get this, it will make no difference.
It
But
won't
it's
because, yep. I'm like, so what I want people to do is in the comments, tell us what did you do for this full moon? Because this is actually a very serious full moon. I did make a whole video about this on my personal TikTok and also on my Instagram. So if you're not following me on Instagram, if you want the astrological breakdown, go over there, but it is a very serious new moon because it's in Virgo, or not new moon, full moon in Virgo. So some of you could be losing your jobs. I hate that that's where my mind went so quickly, but like Virgo is work. And so it could be like the end of a job situation because full moons are the completion of a cycle. And so that's the only reason I said that. But I hate that it came out first. Um, some of you might be feeling like you just really need to basically get a plan together. And I think that's the majority of people just feeling like you need to get it planned together. Yes. Do you have a question or is that saying yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I am
Okay.
chaos incarnate, but I cannot always be chaos incarnate.
Even chaos has structure. Even chaos has structure. So with talking about Virgo and the small details of everything and being very present, Pisces is also, so the sun is in Pisces, which is what makes the full moon. The full moon is that the sun is in Pisces, the moon is in Virgo. And so when we're talking about Virgo, in some ways, we're also talking about Pisces. We're just talking about a different side of the same coin. So Virgo is very present. It is very tuned in. It's Mercury based, so it's going to be small details. It's going to be like the particulars of things, going over things, preparing ahead of time, organizing. Where Pisces is just space cadet out in the ethers, looking at the big picture. And I love that for me and all of my Pisces representatives. um, but the yeah, we want to talk about one of the biggest things that Pisces is known for, which is, unlike Virgo, escapism. I think Virgos escape in their own way, but nobody
They
quite does
escape
it
into
like
their fucking
Pisces.
work. Let's not be let's
Yes,
not cut it.
yes.
Like Virgos escape into their fucking work.
Yes, yes. So I think, yeah, I think I agree with that. Virgos will escape into the small details of things, so they don't really come up out of whatever they are so engrossed in. Basically, organizing is their way of escaping, ironically. So being so present in the small details is how they escape the big picture. I think that makes sense. Yep. So, um, yeah. So I want to know from everybody in the comments, one, how have you realized that you've been escaping for the past month? If you have at all, because I know I have. One of the big things with Pisces since the modern ruler of Pisces is Neptune is screens. So screens are a really big way of obviously communicating, but also escaping. As I have been spending an ungodly amount of time on my phone, and particularly on TikTok. Oh my goodness. It's been so bad. So fucking bad. I have literally like been in my phone and I'm like, I can almost feel like my energy being sucked into this phone. I am on my
Hmm.
phone so much. Like, and I'm like, this has got to stop. But it's also like I feel like not an alcoholic, but which is also a Pisces thing, but like I feel like an alcoholic, but instead of alcohol, it's my phone. Like
Yeah. So yeah, we were actually talking a little
I
bit
need
about this
help.
about this in the record because I was saying like yeah, I'm going through the same thing. Like it's bad enough that my boyfriend literally took my phone away from me yesterday so I could complete my chores. And I'm at the point where I'm like, I'll suck your dick for Wi-Fi.
For Wi-Fi. Just give me some of that sweet Wi-Fi. Give me some of that sweet bandwidth.
You're right, you're right. Like I'm get
You're like,
so
you got any of that?
do
You
you
got
think
any of
that's
that
just the
Wi-Fi?
Pisces energy in general though, or just like
Well, Saturn is in Pisces.
mhm,
And so Saturn is not just about restriction of the bad parts of Pisces, it's restriction of the good parts of Pisces, which the good parts of Pisces could use all of that creativity that maybe comes from like Neptune, which could be screens like in moderation. So basically, Saturn is moderation, essentially, is what I'm saying. But
mhm,
to moderate, it's going to, when it's in a sign, it's going to show both sides of it. So you can be, Saturn and Pisces could be very much like, I don't use phones at all. And I'm escaping into the reality of things and I'm very present. That's the best way it shows itself. The worst way it shows itself is that the Pisces energy of escapism becomes like an illness almost. Like as we're talking about, you got any of that sweet
Some of your
so that is
bandwidth.
also
Give me some of your bandwidth.
yes, yes. So that is also Saturn in Pisces, because it's like this has become our own personal restriction by not breaking out of um that restriction that we were putting on ourselves. Um yeah. And so I have noticed it a lot with my phone. Um I've been noticing it also a lot with just kind of like food as well. Not so much like food like as like, binging things, but just like snacking a lot more often. But that might just be my Taurus in Earth placements talking, because I was like, because we love food over here.
Taurus is fine. I love Taurus.
hmm hmm We love Taurus over here.
DT
But
Becky, I do love you.
um, but yeah, that's a way we can, I think, especially with Saturn and Neptune and the Sun being in Pisces during this Pisces season, it's
Mhm,
bound to be a very active Pisces season. So for those of you that have people that are prone to addictions, I would just check in on them. Um, because yeah, the Saturn and Neptune being in the same sign and the sun being there, the sun is basically bringing attention to both the Saturn things and the Neptune things, since
mhm.
they're all in Pisces together. And so it's literally, how is escapism becoming a crutch? How is it becoming an ailment? Um, how is it, yeah, how are you restricting yourself? How do you work to get out of that ailment? And so Pisces season, ironically, is I think at its best, it becomes very serious with all three of those planets. But at the worst, it can become like,
A victim of its
yeah,
addictions.
it almost creates you, it creates a situation where you become a victim of your own doing. You become your own doing.
Mhm.
Even more so since Saturn is there, and Saturn don't play games. So.
Right. Yeah. So
Neptune might play reindeer games with you, but Saturn won't.
Saturn has no fucking sense of humor, folks. Let
No.
me just
Oh
put it
my
out
God,
there.
no. As someone that is a Capricorn rising, I will let you know. Saturn does not play reindeer games. It'll be like, fine, you want to walk off that cliff? Cool, you do that. You say you want to be fun and adventurous? Cool, you do that. And then Saturn will walk you off the cliff, and then be like, as you're falling to your death, and be like, I told you you would die. I told you. First, it will say, hey, don't do that, but it'll only like tell you once. So if you want to play around and be like, I'm gonna do it anyway, Saturn
I
will push you
really,
off the cliff and then be
I
like,
got
I told you you would die.
questions. See, now I have questions about like where I would love to know what my dad's chart is because
Wouldn't we all?
like I would love to know unfortunately, like, you know, Puerto Rico
Hmm.
being Puerto Rico, we don't have like the exact time, so we won't be able to get a really detailed chart.
Hmm.
Um, but I would love, because I bet you he has a lot of something's ruling Saturn because he's one of those dudes. I only need to tell you once. No,
Hmm.
motherfucker, you need to tell me twice. I have to tell you 7 times just to get you to hear me the first time.
I always think
I love
about
you, Dad.
like Saturn as like a Mr. Miyagi, very strict, but at the same time can be friendly. So his Saturn's not all bad, but his lessons are hard. Like they're physically taxing, they are mentally, emotionally taxing, but he does not give a fuck. You better do the work.
Oh my God, my dad is Saturn reborn.
He's Kronos
I
reborn.
I thought he was a Virgo. No, he's just a Saturn reborn.
maybe he's a Capricorn rising with a Virgo
I bet
sun.
you he is.
Because yeah, they I feel like, yeah, Saturn is like, I want the best for you, so I really don't give a fuck about your feelings, because I know if you do these lessons that you'll be great, and I want you to be great, but suck your tears up, we're gonna do this shit, or you cannot, and you can just continue to be at rock bottom. Your choice. But you're not about to waste my time. It's
That
your
sounds
dad.
like, yeah, that's my dad.
Yeah.
That's my dad.
Oh my God.
That's my mom too. God damn, that's why they're together. Okay, I get it. Like,
But yeah, so we have talked about escapism, but we did mention a little bit about how Pisces is can be like drunkenness. So BTW, did you hear about Justin Bieber? He was so good. He was singing his little Pisces heart out. Oh, it looks like it was in 2023 in June.
so this was last year.
So we'll just say that it was last year from what I can
Mm-hmm.
say, from what I can see, all of these references to that particular performance was from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them in June. And so we'll say last year in the summer. That's what we're gonna say. And so what?
Oh, that was from 2016. I'm like, what the fuck? Justin Bieber goes on drunk rant during impromptu performance in Los Angeles. I'm just speaking.
Oh my God, but also, so I don't know if you have seen the video footage. So people are putting all kinds of audios over it, but I have always been a believer. But there
I
is a
keep
clip.
forgetting we are 10 years apart. So would you say you're a believer? I'm like, oh baby. Oh
a,
baby. But
belie-
no, that makes sense.
a believer. And so there are video clips of Justin like doing like
Ah, this
some
is a
sort of
good
like
one. Okay. I
march.
was looking for a
Okay.
really good one.
Mhm. He's like doing this march where his fist with the microphone is up in the air, and he's just marching. It's like the most cartooniest march that you can imagine. And he's just like stomping, marching with
I'm gonna
his
find
hand
that one
up.
later, but
Mhm.
this is the one where he drunkenly,
Yes.
yeah.
So he is singing his heart out, folks, right here. But this is where he stops. He's not on stage. He's on the stairs of the stage. And he is the vocals amazing. Amazing. And I feel like honestly, it's just like a Pisces to do their best in any kind
Hmm.
of artwork when they're drunk or high as fuck.
But
Like,
look at the dude in the bag. Like, I think that's his bodyguard or
yeah,
security, and he's just like,
they're just
God
like,
fucking damn it, you're making my job so hard right
again.
now.
They're like, again. Oh my God. But yeah, and he's just
Like,
tapping his
Blanquito,
foot.
get the fuck up there.
I think honestly, Justin thinks that he is on stage at this moment. Because
Did you see?
he's just like, yeah,
Like, did you see that dude's face? That was fucking fantastic. That was my.
okay.
It was just like, yeah, okay,
Yeah.
we're doing it this way.
I'm telling you right now, I could never be like I obviously I'm a performing artist, but like it would be so hard for me to like in that situation, like because I wouldn't know what to do because I would just be like, are you coming on stage or not? Or I think I would probably like get off stage or get off my seat and be like, hey, you want to come with me?
I think because I don't know, maybe it's a Gemini thing that like you learn to fucking twist. You learn to twist in those situations. I think what I would probably do is pretend like oh, we planned this all along.
We planned
Like start
it
singing
all.
to him and walking to him so I can
Yeah.
sing to his
But oh my God, my anxiety would say, okay, what if I walk over to him and try to get him up on stage and he just like jerks me off? Like he just
throws up
like,
on you.
yeah. And I'm like, we're in front of thousands of people. Please don't do this right now. Yeah. And so, um, all right. So Justin Bieber. But honestly,
Yeah.
it is just like a Pisces to do that. Speaking of something else that
Oh
Pisces
yes.
do.
Yum yum yum
So,
yum 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 yum.
so obviously Pisces is a fish, and I'm not actually attending this year, but it's usually something that I attend every year.
Why
Is
do we attend it? What is
because I'm a
Pisces
Pisces.
seasons?
Because
What is Pisces season? But Micah season.
it is. It is. It's Micah season. So if you guys didn't know, by the way, BTW, I am a Pisces, indeed a Pisces. We will tolerate no Pisces slander on this episode, just to let you know.
Until
Putting the
Gemini
mic up.
season when we slander everybody.
I'm putting the mic up very close to my face, just so you know I'm fucking serious. No Pisces slander on this video. And so yes, so I my birthday is March 10th, and so I am indeed a Pisces. If we want to get specific, I'm a Pisces with a very heavy Pluto influence in my chart because I am at 20 degrees of Pisces. That's where my sun is at, which is a Scorpio degree. And honestly, that makes so much sense. Like with a lot of things, but also I'm in the Scorpio decan of Pisces. So, or not in the Scorpio decan, the Pluto decan of Pisces. And so, um, but what I was going back to what I was saying. So I usually go to Mermagicon every year, which is a huge one. I think one of the biggest mermaid conventions held each year. And I usually go because it's the week before my birthday. And so I kick off my birthday celebration by going to Mermagicon. And I swim with all the mermaids. I am a mermaid myself. I have tails that I take with me, and I make a road trip down to Virginia / Maryland, the DMV area, and I go down there and I have lots of fun. I'm not going this year because the economy sucks. Oh, okay. And so yeah, the thing with Mermagicon is that it's this huge mermaid convention where you have mermaids from all over the world coming together to swim, to network, to sell different things. Like there's a crown that I got, and I'm so sad that I'm not at least going down there just for the crowns. Because they're gorgeous. But oh, I thought of something else. My mind going everywhere. I told you this episode would get more unhinged, and I have finished my coffee, so it is indeed getting unhinged right now. So, because I'm gonna say something else. So, this year it's in Silver Springs, Maryland. I won't be in attendance, but if anybody that is watching this is gonna go down there, have safe travels, have fun. But yeah, it's like a whole bunch of mermaids. The convention was actually um on Netflix. It was featured as part of the Mer People Netflix Netflix show. Um, and so you see actually the founder of Mermagicon in that documentary. And so, yes, I am very sad that I can't go or that I'm not able to make it this year, but I will be in attendance. And I'm taking this as an opportunity to go to, as we're talking about diversity, to go to conventions that I think are a bit more open to diversity. Um, because Mermagicon has definitely had its issues, I'll say that, with issues
Yeah, I
with
was gonna say,
diversity.
so do you feel like Mermagicon is not diverse?
I have never experienced personally any diversity issues with Mermagicon, but my first year there was a lot of there was drama with a black mermaid um, that claimed to have an issue with the security / the husband of the founder during one of the biggest events during MagicCon, which is the gala. I was not there, so I don't know what happened. All I can do is take my brother's word for it. But other people have also said that MagicCon does have an issue with being very inclusive. Um, inclusive can mean so many things, so I can only speak to those things legally, but also it's the truth. So
Yeah.
um and
There'll be some
so
pictures of you from Mermagicon because I'm going to be asking you to send those to me when we do the edit. So we'll
mhm.
have some pictures of you from Mermagicon
I do
when in the past
have
that you have gone. But yeah,
yes,
we
yes. And so I'm taking this opportunity to hopefully maybe go to Afro Mermaid Summit, which I'm still kind of thinking about because it's down in Florida. That's my only thing.
bitch go.
And it looks like so much fun because it looks like they incorporate not just like, it's not just named Afro Mermaid Summit. So e- essentially anybody can come, but the majority, it is for mermaids of color, specifically Black mermaids, obviously. But also they incorporate, because since it's like so sunny and everything, they incorporate, from what I've seen, a lot of African culture into the convention. Um, so they have like people with like the African like bongos, and um they have dancers that like dance with like the palm trees and everything. Like it's like a whole party vibe. And it's very reminiscent of like the Orishas kind of situation.
Ooh.
With
You are going to be
Yemaya.
channeling some, yeah, I was going to say that. You're going
Yeah.
to be channeling Yemaya. And I'm like, girl, you going to be feeling yourself?
So, but yeah, so I am taking this opportunity, since I'm not going to MerMagicCon, to explore other mermaid conventions um outside of MerMagicCon, since for the past 2 3 years I've only gone to MerMagicCon. I haven't gone to any other ones. And so I'm taking this year to explore different avenues, since those are happening later in the year. And it'll give me more time, since the economy, again, still sucks. So,
Yeah.
um,
So you're going to be
okay.
going to Afro, to that one, the one in
Yes.
Florida.
Oh, so this is what I was saying. I'm sure we had to cut some of this out because I feel like
Oh,
I'm like rambling on some of this. But so we're talking about Pisces
mhm.
season, and me in particular as Pisces. So maybe we don't have to edit any of this out because the Pisces is doing all the talking.
Right.
So, so Pisces is not just about endings, but it's about things that are maybe unfamiliar. It's associated with the 12th house, which are things that are far away. So, I'm headed into a ninth house perfection year on my birthday, which is about like a year that's big theme is about long distance travel and um learning and graduating and like ceremonies and things like that. It's also about legal stuff, but I'm a Pisces, which is associated with the 12th house. So it's like long distance things that really aren't seen as part of it. Um,
Hmm.
and so I found this guy on TikTok. He's really cute. I call him TikTok guy. I do know his actual name, but it did take me forever to find out his actual name. For like months, I was just calling him TikTok guy. And
Hmm.
so he lives in Baltimore, and the convention MerMagicCon, when I was gonna go, it's in Silver Springs. And so I was like asking him, I was like, hey, do you have any recommendation? I was being such a Pisces because I was lying my ass off, saying that I was staying in downtown Baltimore to like and I was like, hey, do you have any recommendations for food? I'm gonna be in downtown Baltimore. so, so my thing is, Silver Springs is almost an hour away from Baltimore, and I didn't want to seem like a weird stalker or something like that by like saying, "Oh, I came down here just because I asked you to, join me for a drink or whatever." I didn't want it to seem weird like that, and so I was
Now he
like,
knows you are a weird stalker, though.
"Well, now he doesn't know about this podcast, so hopefully he never
Hmm.
will."
Now he knows
so
you're a weird stalker, but go on.
and so he gave me lots of recommendations for food in Baltimore, which I probably will not go to, obviously, at least not this year. And so um we exchanged like messages or whatever, and I put some thirst traps out on TikTok, and then all of a sudden he's been sending me funny videos more recently now. And so I'm like, my plan worked. My plan worked. All the lying and scheming was worth it. Because I'm like the way that because
You're just such a
another
Pisces
gem.
things to do.
It is. It's such a Pisces. The plotting, the scheming, it's all true. It just is based on what we do the lying and scheming for, is the difference between a mature Pisces like myself. Even though you can argue that this is immature, I don't give a fuck. We're not talking about that. One of my friends asked me, she was like, so if you did go down there, because she was like, actually, are you still planning on going down there? I was like, honestly, I might just go down there for like, and ask him, hey, you want to go for a drink or whatever? Probably not. Not in this economy. Like, and so she was like, she was like, so you need to have your location on to make sure, because she was like, we don't know this ninja. And so I was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And so she was like, well, I was like, so what I do with my mom is if I'm going somewhere, I'll let her know, hey, if I don't call you by this time, come looking for me. Like, then you can be worried. And so, but we also have like the Life 360 app. And so, but I'll let her know, I'm like, I'm going here and then I'm coming straight home. I'm not going anywhere else after this. So if you see me going anywhere else, I'm in trouble. Like, and I have not called you, and you see that little dot moving to other places, I am in trouble. Help me.
Oh my gosh. I know your mom. She watches that shit every time you go out on a date.
Yes, yes, she does. And she will be like clockwork. If I say I will be home and I will call, if I don't call you by 10 o'clock, at 10:01, if I have not called, she will call. My phone will be ringing. Um, And so, yeah, and so my friend Bree was like, "Okay, well, that's great." She was like, "So, are you gonna remember to do all that, while you're inebriated?" But the funny thing is, as a Pisces, I don't get drunk. You would think that, as we're talking about Pisces and drunkenness, I get a hangover from 2 drinks. I start ordering waters after 2 drinks max. I am a lightweight. And I have accepted that about myself. I don't know why as a teenager I wanted to like be like, "Oh yeah, I can handle more than." I was like, "No. No."
All teenagers are like that though.
Like, and so yeah, so she was like, "Are you going to remember that when you're inebriated?" And I was like, "Let me take you back to a couple weeks ago when I got 4 mini bottles of Malibu for game night." And I called myself getting crazy because I was pouring 2 of those mini bottles in my cup at the same time. In my mind, I was going ham. I was out of control. I was off the wall. Like doing that. These little 50 millimeter bottles of Malibu. I was like, that was getting crazy to me. So I was like, yes, I'll remember to do that. Um, but I was like, I'm just thinking maybe I was like, I won't bring him back to my place or to my hotel room. I don't know, but maybe I will. Maybe I'll just have a wild night and tell you guys about it later. And she was like, Micah, you cannot do that. We do not know this man. And I was like, yes, at least that's true. That's true. I was like,
Condoms of all different sizes.
yeah, kind of so this is so who knows? But
But I
I
agree with
think
Bree. The mature
like
part of me
this would
agrees
be
with
the
Bree.
yes.
The
I was like, the whole thing with all of this is like, I'm like, okay, so I could going in me knowing the astrology of a year that I'm going into, I was like, it could happen having a long distance relationship. He's a
Mhm.
Scorpio and he has a gap in in his 2 front teeth. I'm sold. Sold. Sign me up right now.
Micah stalker
Sign
victim.
me.
So, I just want you to know that if you turn out to be some weird, creepy dude, I can get weirder and I do get creepier.
Oh my god. But that is all of my Pisces debauchery. Do you have anything you would like to add, Vanessa, before we go into the cards for Pisces season for all 12 signs?
No, I don't got nothing.
Let's get into these cards.
Let's get into these cards. So I'll start and I'm gonna be doing oracles today.
Okay.
I have read these cards on my Tacky Talks.
Hacky talks. I love that.
So first card I pulled is yeah. So survival healer guides. Now I'm gonna pull out the book. No, I'm not. It's all the way in the other room and I'm lazy. Uh, so we're doing some intuitive reading here.
Yes.
So it's basically, and I love this because it's the first card I pull out and it's a dude on a boat with
Hmm.
all this water and all these sharks. Um, this is, I think, definitely talking about talking directly to Pisces. So are we starting with Pisces?
We're starting with
We're
Aries.
Aries.
At
So
least that's what I
Aries,
thought.
okay,
Hmm.
yeah. So we'll start with the Aries. So Aries, this I think this makes sense for you guys because y'all do well in Pisces to begin with.
Because they're so impatient. They're not waiting for their turn for it to be their
No,
season.
they
They need to
are
wait their
very
turn.
they're very much impatient, and this is all about like the surviving Pisces season. Because let's just be honest, your season is going to be shitty. We'll get into that
Not
next month.
shitty. Not shitty. We can find light in the dark. That's my Pisces talking. Because I'm like, it might be a shitty situation, but we can always find a little gold nugget of poop.
Yeah, so that's what this is. This is saying like that you definitely want to reach out to your healing guides to get you the patience that you need because it tires you guys out to be patient.
Okay.
So that's what I got. What do you got?
Taurus. We have the Nine of Wands. So I think the biggest thing that I get for you, Taurus, is that Venus, your ruler, is going to be in Aquarius during most of Pisces season. And I think what is happening, because the Nine of Wands is about like feeling a bit paranoid about the other shoe, like you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. With Venus being in Aquarius, it's very it's squaring your energy. You're very still, and Aquarius is very jerky, very sudden. It's random, and that is not what you do. And so you're having to learn how to kind of roll with the punches on a lot of these sudden things that come up that were not in your initial plan. And so I think it might be causing you a bit of anxiety as far as possibly just trying to find your footing and trying to find stillness when it comes to those Venusian things in particular, like finances or values, relationships with others can, especially I think in family, can be um, points of contention during Pisces season. But I think the Knight of Wands is really telling you to focus on bringing yourself peace. The Nine of Wands is like so much about anxiety and kind of looking over your shoulder and asking, is the fight over yet? The question that you need to be focusing on is not, is the fight over yet? It's, what do I need to bring myself peace and bring myself back into this current moment? Not thinking about what is to come or what has been. And so, not Pisces, a Taurus, that is your card for Pisces season.
Gemini. I had a Walter Mercado moment. I'm sorry.
Gemini.
Gemini. uh I got, and this makes so much fucking sense.
Mhm.
Partners Partnerships and love. Nature spirits. This is a very Gemini card because we are not people who like to be alone. Um we are very like we if Pisces seasons, especially in like the Midwest and where it snows and stuff, you really start to get antsy and a little stir crazy around this time. So this is saying start looking for going to indoor botanical gardens and greenhouses and finding different ways to reconnect with nature and bring your friends. For sure. Bring your friends, bring your lover, bring somebody you want to love, bring somebody you want to fuck. I don't care. Do you, man? So like, but yeah, this is a good time to start reconnecting with nature, with the people that fill your cup up.
Okay. So for Cancer, we have, I will actually love this card, the Star card. So some sort of breakthrough is coming up. You are becoming everything that you wanted to be. Things are a bit easier with the sun being in Pisces, but also Saturn trining your energy. So the things that you've been working for, you're finally starting to see some of the results of that. Even if things are falling away, if a skin is being shed, you're starting to see the new that is coming from that. You're starting to see that the light at the end of the tunnel with the star card. You might be admired by other people. My big thing is that with the with everything being in between Aquarius and Pisces, you're seeing a lot of things move a little bit easier for you, especially creatively. Things are just a bit smoother since you have that trine between your energy and the season's energy of Pisces. Things just kind of flow. You might be feeling more optimistic as well. And that is the reading for you with the star card, Cancer.
Leo, I'm going to ask you to do something. You're going to have the hardest time doing it. So I want you to reach deep down inside of yourself and fucking
Okay.
do it. Compromise.
Ooh.
This is, I think a lot of this is like with the fire hitting the waters, like it's requiring them to be able to take kind of a backseat to their own egos
Mhm.
and be able to put others first. This is not an easy thing for Leos to do. This is not a favorite thing for Leos to do. This isn't saying that Leos are narcissist, that all Leos are narcissist.
Not all Leos. We're all a little bit of a
Hashtag not,
little
not all Leos. Uh,
hashtag
I know some
hashtag not
wonderful.
all men, hashtag not all Leos.
No, I know a lot of great Leos who are very sweet and very loving and very much about their people. But like this is the season you guys got to kind of learn to be the side character in somebody else's story. So take a back seat, relax, don't worry, your time will come.
Okay. Virgo. So remember how I talked about, because obviously all of this energy, Saturn is opposing you, the sun is opposing you, Neptune is opposing you. It is quite it's I don't want to say it's your nightmare, but kinda. Um, so with that, I was talking about endings. We have the Ten of Swords. So I don't want you to be anxious about this, Virgo, but I can already feel you guys' energy that you are anxious. So something is coming to an end, and it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be comfortable at all, but it's something that is a long time coming. Think of the Ten of Swords as like you're running from some sort of painful ending or experience, and it's just chasing you. The Ten of Swords is saying it finally caught up to you and stared you in the back. The Ides of March is something that I would look out for in particular, because this card usually is 10 swords sticking out of a man's back. But the great thing about this card is that he's looking towards a sunrise. So with the ending is coming a new beginning. You just have to let go. And I know Virgos that can kind of be a hard thing for you to just kind of let go and trust the big picture. But I encourage you to do that because even with this possible betrayal, even with this ending that is most likely going to be just a bit painful for you to let go of. I think the most painful part of it is going to be you letting go of it for some of you. But once you let go, there will come this serene peace that comes with the Ten of Swords. It comes with accepting the ending that will allow so much new life to be brought in to your situation and to you. And it's just way overdue. And so, yeah, embrace the Ten of Swords. Pisces season is the end of a cycle, but remember that Aries season is the beginning of a new cycle. And so look towards Aries season. Take Pisces season to accept the endings, but also to kind of regroup, get quiet, especially with Saturn opposing your energy. So that is Virgo.
Speaking of endings, Libra, I don't know if you have a death. Well, I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys have egos, but I did get death.
Mhm.
Um, so this isn't like an actual death, but it's definitely we're talking burning some bridges here, and letting go of some shit that no longer serves you.
The
Like I said,
the south node is also in Libra, and so it's
yeah,
literally leaving things behind,
yes. So we're
people
definitely talking
behind.
some no, we're definitely talking about some ego deaths and burning bridges here. You are just done, and it's time for you to grow and change because change is good. Death is not death. Death is not an end, but a new beginning.
Scorpio, we have the Ace of Swords. I actually love this for you because after Pisces season, obviously we're headed into Aries season. However, we still got things kind of in the background here with all the Pisces energy and the Aquarius, the planets that are moving through Aquarius into Pisces. So my biggest thing is that you and Aries in particular are ruled by Mars, together. And I actually love that because not only are we in Pisces season right now, so it's making things easier as far as like you expressing maybe how you feel about a situation, but I think you're going to get a lot of clarity. You're already really good at sniffing out lies, but I think the Ace of Swords is saying that with Pisces, the whole Neptune fog isn't fooling you any. And so you start cutting things off that don't need to be cut or that don't need to be going with you into this new cycle, especially if it has to do with friends, just having those necessary conversations, whether they're tough or not, the Ace of Swords doesn't say. But if you need to have a conversation with someone, the Ace of Swords is saying you're going to get that clarity. Or if you're just looking for clarity within yourself, the Ace of Swords gives that. Um, it's a very reflective time. It's a time where we see a lot of really great movement as far as like hearing back from people. It'll be spotty in Pisces season, but I think a lot of this can be partially by other people, but mostly clarity within yourself, getting clear on what you want to achieve, and move forward on what you want to say and speak into existence when Aries season does eventually come up. So, I don't think you're playing any games. You're very much like doing the Mars thing of saying, if this isn't for me, I'm cutting it out right now, even if that means friendships. Because everything is in, a lot of things are in Aquarius season. That's also why I'm referencing friendships, but also all the planets being in Aquarius at this time, um, would be by delineation, it would be your 11th house. And then all the Taurus stuff is your second house. So it's like, it has to do with certain maybe financial habits or comforts, but also having to do with friendships. And so I'm thinking maybe you'll hear something about a job, um, a new job that you're, trying to get. And so therefore you had to quit your old one. Um, and the same thing with friends. You might be changing friend circles a little bit, or just having really important conversations with friends, very direct conversations. And so, yeah, strategizing as well.
Sagittarius, competition, warrior guides. So, uh, it looks like you guys, because Pisces is a water sign and it's all about endings, new beginnings, and shiftings. And since Pisces also, this full moon, we're also entering into a Virgo where we were just talking about job losses. You guys are definitely going to be back into the job market. Um, this is this is really your wheelhouse. You love to compete. Sagittarius, you are guys are the type of people who don't take no for an answer. You always want to have the upper hand on things. You likely left your job because it wasn't challenging you enough. So, Sagittarius, it looks like you're going to be going back out into the job market trying to annihilate your competition because that's just what Sagittariuses do. Let's be for real. Y'all have the arrow as your symbol for a reason.
Yes.
So, like, yeah, you're gonna be out there competing for your next big job.
Okay. Capricorn, I want you to have an open mind with this. Okay. Okay. So this card, I love this for you, but we're not focusing on work during Pisces season. We're focusing on relationships. We're focusing on creativity. We are focusing on building emotional relationships and not holding back our feelings. That
You're
is what
asking
I
a
am getting.
Capricorn, as you're asking a Capricorn to be emotional. Cool.
Yes,
Love that for
yes.
them.
I was like, when I saw this card, I was like, I feel this for Capricorn and Capricorn risings, Capricorn moons as well. My biggest thing with this one is obviously it's new relationships. So let that be your comfort. It could be new networking opportunities. However, this also says that you need to dive into your feelings. Dive into the feels. That's what Pisces season is all about. Get lost in your feels. And I know that's uncomfortable for you, but dive into your feels. um the Ace of Cups is saying new creativity and intuition is being brought to you, but most importantly it's maybe a new relationship with yourself. um you just had your birthday not too long ago, 2 months ago, but I think you're really starting to come into comfortability into this new year that you have found after your birthday, but also Pisces season is your third house, or Pisces is your third house. And so it's about talking, getting out there, talking to people. And so that's why I say that it's a lot about forming new relationships. Depending on what you else you have in your chart, that will talk more about what kind of relationships. But the Ace of Cups is saying new relationships, get creative, get intuitive, listen to those intuitions, listen to your dreams, but also, yeah, dive into your feelings. That's a non-negotiable. I don't want to hear any Capricorns talking about they were all stoic during Pisces season. This is not the time. This is not the time. All right, go ahead.
All right, Aquarius, you're my last one for the day. Um, Take a break. You're falling up. You guys are literally falling upstairs trying to get to the next thing that needs to be fixed, the next thing that needs to be dramatized, the next. Like, no, take a break, take a nap. Like, ask somebody else to do it. Chill the fuck out. Like, seriously, Aquarius, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? This is this this Pisces season is all about self-care and loving yourself for the Pisces seasons. You can get back into it in Aries seasons, but for right now, just chill. We're at the end of a cycle. Just enjoy it.
Okay, so I'm not even gonna front since it's my season. I got a card and then I didn't like it and then I shuffled again. But I can do that. This is my season. So I will tell you what that card was, but I will not show it because it's not that bad. But like I did end up getting another card. So I pulled two cards. Um on top of that one, but it came back to the swords even on the second card. So, the first card that I got was the Two of Swords, which is about some sort of being in a rock and a hard place. So Pisces, I think we're really in a situation again, like I was saying, our season is kind of like when things pass onto the other side. And so having to let go of something is, and let it end. And I know that, even though we're a mutable sign and we go with the flow, sometimes we have our moments. Sometimes we have our moments where we're like, not letting go of this. Why? Why can I not just be in delusion and say that it's not ending? Don't do that. Because the card that I reshuffled is saying that yes, it might be between a rock and a hard place, and you might be feeling very indecisive at this time. But the best thing to do is just go back into our good old intuition because we have the High Priestess card. Really relying on the intuition, sitting, observing, and being silent to find the best path forward is going to be what we need to do as far as that Two of Swords that I got earlier. And this is doubled up on by the King of Swords. Um, and so so once you find that clarity, um, but also when you have certain dreams, find like an air sign to talk to help you make sense of it. So call on your Gemini friends, call on your Aquarius friends, call on your Libra friends, even
Aquariuses are on a
especially your
break.
Libra friends. Aquarius are on break. They're still recovering from their season. um, yeah. Or if this is not like an Aquarius person, like you're talking out all and trying to make sense of all this, you just need a very more rational perspective, whether it's coming from you or someone else, to help make sense of the Delulu or like the very dreamy Neptune vibes that we're getting to help create like pros and cons in all this. Um, so it's balancing the spiritual with what's actually logical, efficient, and tangible. Um, and so, yes, that is my reading for you, Pisces. You got to let go of something, but y- tact is needed. Um, and reasoning, logic is such a big thing. So, balancing our mystical intuitiveness with logic, whether it be from you or someone else. But that is yes, so that's what I got for Pisces.
Hey, Micah, that's a really pretty deck. And
Yes.
of course, I'm a witch and collect decks that I may never actually read, but just like to look
Yes.
at. What deck is that?
This is the Light Seers deck. Talks anywhere around.
We'll put a link in the show notes.
Yeah, it's called the Light Seers deck. Literally, if you type in Light Seers, LIGHTSEER apostrophe S, it'll come right up on Google. I was using this deck anyway, like on Google to like, because I really like how the author interprets certain cards. So I would always look up, like, even if I had like a different deck, I would look up the meaning according to this author's um perspective because I really like that it's like a broader, more positive. Not, I mean, like obviously some cards are what they are, but they do put like a more hopeful, positive spin on things when they're describing the cards.
So I think next time when you have your Lightseers deck, you need to warn me so I can have my Lightseers Oracle cards.
Yes.
Because that is also a very pretty deck, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyways, Micah, where can they find you?
You can find me on Eden I Tarot. On Instagram. There we go. You can find me on Eden Tarot on TikTok. EDENEYETAROT. It's all one word on TikTok and Instagram. You can email me at edenitaro@gmail.com if you would like to book any bookings. I currently have 38 bookings left for the year that I am doing. After that, I'm not doing any more readings or sessions until 2025. Um, if you have events, those events are completely outside of the personalized consultations. Hit me up also through that email address. That's the only way I'm booking at this time. However, my website will be back up before March 18th. Um, and so that will be relaunched before Mercury Pre-Shadow starts on March 18th. And so keep a lookout for that because it will just be EdenITarot.com. So that is how they can find me and get in touch with me for any readings. Again, those consultation spots are going fast. I only have 38 left for the year. So don't miss out. Even if you don't have the money right now, I am offering a $20 deposit, which gets you on my schedule. So you can literally, when you message me through email, you pay that $20 deposit to just keep you on like my schedule and to secure your spot. You get your Google link and you get your Google Meet link or whatever, and you can schedule out the meeting at any time until December 31st because I got to start doing the other readings after December. Or after January, I have to basically re-up. So if you want a reading, you can do the $20 deposit, schedule out your reading as far as December 31st, 2024. Vanessa, how can they find you? How can they get in contact with you? All the things.
Bea Bruja.
Mhm.
Bea-bruja.com is my website, and that is BELLA dash BRUJA to book your weddings, because I'm an officiant and a reader, um, cards, whatever. I spiritual coaching sessions, I do it all, baby. And then, of course, Bella Bruja, BELLA BRUJA, and you can find me there on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram.
All right. All right, guys, we will see you next season where we will be talking about the feisty Ram and Aries season. And by that time, it'll be Mercury like, by the time that episode comes out, it'll be Mercury pre-shadow. So we want to do a check-in. But also to reiterate, let us know, how have you been escaping during this Pisces season so far? What are you excited about as far as endings and new beginnings for Pisces going into Aries season? And we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.